This is what it's all about in Tyre. Creating routes yourself. Beautiful roads, nice places to be. I myself always start by selecting a country and a region where I want to ride. For example, the Black Forest in Germany. Very nice to ride there. Well, when I've selected my region, I have a look at the Tyre library to see if there are some nice trips available already. Maybe I can use them. How to use the Tyre library is something I will show you in one of the later chapters. Now we are going to create a route ourselves. How to define your start point? There are several ways to do that. One of them is just enter it in the yellow search bar. Move your mouse there and it will be opened and you will be able to enter some location to find on the map. I want to start in the German city of Baden-Baden. Well, and as you can see, it is selected there. I want to zoom to see how it is located. I move it a bit to here, and that is where I want to start, and I just add it to my itinerary. Now I have my first waypoint ready to use. Adding new waypoints can be done the same way, but there are other ways as well. I will show you. Another waypoint on the same road here. Just double click on the map and as you can see, there it is. Some new waypoint a bit ahead here. Right click your mouse and add a new waypoint. Well, as you can see, my itinerary grows and grows with every new waypoint that I create. Tyre will calculate your trip between the waypoints that you have created. And of course you have several options to adapt this to suit your needs. If you're adding a waypoint, your new waypoint will be added at the end of the list. You've seen that already. If you don't want that, because you don't want to add a waypoint but inserting some waypoint somewhere, just select your waypoint. I'm going to do that from the list now. Just select your waypoint and use the arrow buttons to the right to move your waypoint up or down. I'm moving this one up and now moving it down again. You can also insert some waypoints to change the course of your trip. Go to the route line and you will see your mouse change into a hand. Grab the route line, drag it to another place, and the route will be adapted as you can see, and you can drop your new waypoint anywhere you like. And you can see there a new route point is inserted. Well, this looks horrible, of course, so I'm going to undo it very quickly. There are undo options. Here is the undo button. And I want to return to the previous screen. And yes, there it is. You should realize that it's important to use enough waypoints. Because if you are going to copy your trip to your sat-nav, you will not copy the blue route line. to the device, but just the waypoints. And your device is going to use the waypoints that you copy there to calculate its own route. And once you've got the idea, you will realize that it's important to copy enough waypoints to your device to make sure that it will calculate a proper route, the route that you want to ride. When I create a route, most of the time I use the internet to find some nice spots that I want to visit and some nice roads that I want to ride. Well, let's say that I have a route created with some waypoints. I will locate them on the map now. These waypoints are random. Now I have this simple route of 116 miles. But a route with this length and just 4 waypoints would be confusing for your TomTom device. It may calculate quite a different route from the one that you see on the screen now. Well, how to create a route that is better? Well, just zoom in and create some additional waypoints. Just drag the route line to some other place, and while you leave the mouse, a new waypoint will create it. This way you can add as much waypoints as you want. Add them on locations that you want to visit. This is random right now, but if you create a route, make sure you place your waypoints on locations where you want to be, roads that you want to ride, places that you want to visit. Whenever you place a waypoint, make sure, let's have a look here, make sure that you place it properly, because what happens here is something that you really don't want to. You don't want to go into this road and then just turn around and go back to this roundabout here. So you have to move this waypoint to some other place. For example, here. Well, as you can see, it looks better now. I'm placing my waypoint here because I don't want it on the roundabout. It's not smart to place your waypoints on a roundabout. The same is true for ramps or exits or a dual carriageway. If you can avoid placing your waypoints there, please do it. Otherwise, your navigation device might lead you to the wrong side of the dual carriageway and make you turn around and around and around until you've entered your proper route again. And that's something you don't want to. Well, every time that you create a new waypoint, you see a pop-up menu like this. As a matter of fact, you see several of them. This is the first one. Add it to itinerary, and you will see the second one, just to name it. And this is the third one. Now your new waypoint has been created. If you want to do this faster without all those pop-up windows, just keep the Ctrl key pressed from your keyboard. Or go here to this button and click it to hide all those pop-up windows and see what happens now when I add a new waypoint here. instead of seeing all those pop-up windows, now all you see is just your new waypoint. What happens if on a road with separate lanes you put a waypoint on the wrong side of the road? And even more important, if you do, and you discover it only during the trip, what can you do? First, I will show you how things can go wrong and what happens in that situation. Here you see 3 random waypoints. I want to ride from number 1 through number 2 to number 3. Well, that's not so hard. But if I take the route line in the picture, you can see that something has gone wrong somewhere, because you see a very strange route line. Like this. What happened? Well, on creating the second waypoint, I made a mistake. And it can be seen when I zoom in. This is a road with separate lanes, and my waypoint is on the wrong side of the road. Tire, as well as your TomTom, will make your ride some weird laps to get at your waypoint before continuing the trip. Of course, you don't want to ride this route. If you found out while creating the route, the solution is simple enough. Move the waypoint to the right side of the road, and suddenly the route looks like I intended it to be, like this. But what if you only discover the error while you are on your bike? While riding, you see on the TomTom screen that your waypoint is on the wrong place. Well, fortunately, there is a solution. Just stop by the side of the road and enter in your TomTom that you want to skip the wrong waypoint. This is done by indicating that you want to go to the next waypoint. Your route will be recalculated and you will be sent further, neatly on the route that you want to ride.